Hello, hello, hello. This is Josephine Royal of Let Me Tell You Something. Long time, in this case, no here. This is a podcast. This is something new for me, but I thought I'd come to you in this manner. I haven't been able to do my show for a long time, so I thought I'd come to you this way. What comes from the heart definitely touches the heart, and I like to touch the heart in the community, especially now, such as a time as this. And I have a wonderful guest, and his name is Nestor. How you doing, Nestor, over there?
Josephine, thank you for inviting me on this opportunity on your first podcast of Let Me Tell You Something. Let Me Tell You Something is a long-time community television show for which I've watched every episode, and I am glad to see that you have joined the podcast platform.
Oh, I wanted to do this for a long time, and this is a great opportunity for me, and this is a good time to do it. And as you well know, I like to touch the seniors' hearts, the young at heart, I should say. And especially now, I have a group that I been visiting at the senior center, and their coffee and conversation. And if you're listening, I haven't forgotten you. Although we can't meet together, doesn't mean we can't listen together. And I want you to know I am putting my arms around you right now and giving you a big hug and a handshake too as well. And I haven't forgotten you, my dears. And we'll be seeing each other real soon.
Well, I hope you're putting your arm around me as well.
Of
Give me a big hug.
course.
Okay, well, I don't want to be left out of these things.
No,
Josephine.
you're
Okay.
not being left out. As you well know, I am the office manager at Malden Access. And right now, because of this coronavirus 19, we're closed down. And I'd like to read you this little reminder. And it says, "Dear MATV UMA community, at this time of great uncertainty and disruption, we see our role more than ever to be providers of information and a connector for the community. And we'll continue to play the role using the tools and resources at our disposal. At the same time, concern for the physical safety of our staff, members, and public is foremost. With that in mind, we have made a decision to close the facility to the public, members, interns, and all visitors until further notice. We believe it is irresponsible to risk any infection within our small quarters and studios. Over the next days and weeks, we will formulate a plan to use our tools, technologies, and online resources to provide information, engage our members, particularly in ways that we can be helpful, continue to express of arts, thoughts, ideas, and connect our local community to each other and the world. We will welcome and will consider your thoughts and suggestions. MATV UMA staff will be working both remotely and on-site. We can be reached through email and like Josephine at matv.org and so forth. For individual staff or access at matv.org. Phone numbers, messages at 781-321-6400 and via our social media site. We are in this all together and hope to infuse some fun, humor, and information and creativity during this challenging time. Please be well. And I want to say my thoughts and my prayers are with you all over this community and all over Massachusetts at this time. I want to say that I think things are being handled accordingly, and we here at Malden Access UMA are thinking of you most assuredly. And I want to reach out and touch people with music, and I will do so at the end of this podcast. This is a first for me, and it's a beginning. It's a new opportunity to touch the community in many ways. And it's a great opportunity. So, Nestor, what do you think about this virus that's going on?
Well, as you said at the top, that this is a concerning time. This is a pandemic. And all because this is a pandemic and we need to be safe and careful.
Yes.
This is not the apocalypse. This is not the end of the world.
Nope.
So it's not like, the big man is not coming down and going to gobble us all up. So you just do nice, safe, common sense practices.
Correct.
Always, and these common sense practices that you should have been doing from the get-go anyway. Always washing your hands. You can never wash your hands too many times. Just be careful to contact and all that stuff. Don't, if you're going to go to your face, if you're going to wipe your mouth or more in particular your eyes and stuff, just make sure that you do it with clean hands and all that.
Correct.
So again, it's always nice to be safe. We have to be safe and concerned and conscientious, but just practice good hygiene as well. So
correct.
We're living in a pandemic. I understand that, but
yes.
I'm not going to stop living my life.
No,
I'm not going to be one of those people. And not that there's anything wrong. I'm not going to be one of those people that's going to self-quarantine myself for 14 days. I don't have the virus. So I'm not going to be one of those people. I'm not casting any aspersions on folks that choose to live their life that way. Then
correct.
That's fine. If you want to quarantine yourself, be in your house for a couple of weeks and just not go on the outside, that's your choice. And I respect that. I'm not going to live my life that way. So again, I'm here at MATV. You're here at MATV.
Correct.
We're the only two that have been here so far, and that's fine. You said at the beginning that you're the office manager, so every Monday morning we have a cleaning crew come in from which they clean.
Yes.
They clean under your direction, and they did some extra cleaning today. When I came into the doors of MATV, and I don't have good smellers whatsoever, but I just smelt the cleanliness. I smelt all the bleach and all the cleaning solutions. This place is clean, squeaky clean.
I had them really sanitize this place, and they'll be back next Monday to do the same thing over again. They are wonderful. I made sure that they did, and I couldn't ask for better help there, and one up for them. They went in and they just tore things apart.
But now, did you have a message that you wanted to get out to our senior citizens or the senior members of our population?
Yes, I do. I want them to know that they're being thought of. I wanted them to know that they can listen to this podcast and that they are definitely being thought of. They can get this on matv.org.
Yes, they can. Yes, they can come to the website matv.org and they can go to the podcast section, and this will be a podcast up on the matv.org. Let me tell you something, is now in a podcast form.
Correct.
So that's how the seniors can go to matv.org website and once again go to the podcast section, and they're gonna find a playlist of the network of MATV podcasts. And let me tell you something, will be added to that.
Correct. And also, I want them to know I'm thinking of other ways that I can reach out to them, because I realize not everybody has a computer and not everybody has a smartphone. So I'm thinking of other ways that I can reach out to them and touch them in many ways.
Are there any other ways that you have in mind right now?
Yeah.
If you would like to share that?
Yes. I'm thinking of maybe phone calls. I'm thinking about maybe postcards. And there's many ways, because I realize not everybody has these things. So I want to reach out in many ways, and I'm thinking about contacting some people that have authority so that I can do that. And get their phone numbers. I have to have permission to do so. Because as you well know, I will not give anybody's phone number out.
We all know that, and my nickname for you is Mad Dog.
Yeah. And so I'll get the permission, and once I do get that permission, I will act accordingly. And it's very important that we reach our young at heart at home and make sure that they don't feel lonely, and I will do so. You have to think outside of the box, and so I took the initiative to, with your help, do this podcast today, and I'm thinking of many ways, and maybe play some music at the end of this, and I want them to know that it's okay, that they're not alone. And they are not alone. Nobody is alone at this point. And there's many ways that we can reach out. And hopefully, if anybody's listening to this and you have elderly parents or elderly neighbors, that you would reach out to them and see that they are okay, because this is so important to let them know that they are not alone. Even if you just knock on their door and to see if they're okay today, and just to say hello, that's so important. I know here at MATV we're going to go beyond and see what we can do, and that's all I can say about that at this point. And I know myself, where I live, that I reach out and make sure that I take care of my neighbors. That's important. I may not know them, but that's okay. But I just reach out, and I like to touch people with just a how do you do, make sure that they're okay at this particular time. It doesn't matter, just a hello, maybe a card underneath the door, something at this point in time. Even where I work, I may not see them all the time, but I just shoot them a quick text and just to see how they're doing. If I know that they're not feeling well, I just step up to the plate, because it's important. People know that you care, because it's important at this particular time. So right now, I took the initiative to do this first podcast, and it's just a short one, and that's okay. But I got Nestor. So what's on your plate today?
What's on my plate today? Well, I'm glad that this podcast got added to my plate. I wasn't expecting to be a part of this podcast, but this is a beautiful thing. You had talked to me a few weeks ago on wanting some training on how to use the podcast. We are in the podcast suite at MATV.
Yes.
And we are using the Rodecaster Pro. And as you see, it's very
simple.
It's very simple to record a podcast.
It's a simple thing. I mean, I have to say this to people out there. I don't consider myself elderly, but although I am, I got to tell you that there's so much to do at MATV, Uma. And I got to tell you, put yourself out there and come on down and get involved. There's so much to do down here. And if you're feeling like, gee, what can I do? But when the time comes and the doors are wide open, come on down and embrace the stuff to do.
Josephine, and I don't mean to cut you off.
That's okay. How
can our senior citizens get in touch with you?
Oh, you can get in touch with me at 781-321-6400. I'm here Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays about until 5 o'clock. And then once a month, I am over at the Senior Center on the third Thursday of every month. I don't know if that's going to change, but I am there and I am involved. And I love to meet you, and I'd love to talk to you, and we can talk about anything that you would like to talk about. The good weather's coming up, and I have plans not to just stay inside the senior center. I have plans to take you out. I have plans to do things. And we had fun last year because this was just the beginning of Coffee and Conversation. And it's just not coffee and conversations. We do many things. The last time I did the rock, it was a rock thing, and everybody loved it. And then I played the piano for them.
Josephine, I have two questions for you.
Go ahead.
Question number one. Mm-hmm. What is your email address, in case seniors that do have email capabilities?
Josephine@matv.org.
Okay. Question number two. What exactly is Coffee and Conversations for the folks out there that do not know what this is?
It's when we get together and basically...
Who's we?
Everybody at the Senior Center. Everybody's welcome, by the way. I don't care where you come from. I don't care if you speak English or not. It doesn't matter to me because I communicate in a way that's very special. And I do have an interpreter, by the way, that's needed. But I seem to connect with everybody. And we just have a lovely time. And I have, sometimes I come up with themes, and everybody seems to enjoy them. And people from Malden Access, UMA, get involved and come over and join in. And we have a lovely time. So if you want to get involved, you're more than welcome. Just come on over and enjoy yourself.
Now, we do know at this time that regular activities
Correct.
at the Malden Senior
Correct.
Center has been suspended until further notice.
Correct. Yes.
But all because those activities has been suspended does not mean that this message will not continue. Does not mean whatsoever that it's not going to be put a halt.
No.
With just in terms of regular activities at the senior center, halted for the moment. But do you have any ideas right now, and if you don't, that's fine, of how to reach the senior population during this time where the activities have been temporarily suspended at the senior center?
Well, I'm thinking, this is just thinking out of the box, so to speak. I'm thinking here is one, this podcast. Number two, I'm thinking that they can send me emails if they want to ask any questions. They can contact me in that manner. And I'm thinking, we have Skype. And of those that actually use Skype, maybe that's a possibility for this time being. And if that can happen, well, maybe we might make that happen. And maybe I can do a show once a month where they can actually see me and they can get involved that way. We'll look at those things and we'll come up with different ideas, and we'll brainstorm together and we'll make something happen. But they can, remember, you can email me at josephine@matv.org. And I will tell you this, if you have any ideas, this is part of Coffee and Conversation. Please send me your ideas. Or Monday through Wednesday, you can call me.
Now, when you say you're going to do a show once a month, will you talk about a podcast or?
Well, I would like to do a podcast more often than that, once a month.
I was just going to say you could do a podcast weekly. You could do it daily.
Yeah, I know.
You could do it hourly if you want.
Yeah, I know.
Don't limit yourself to a monthly podcast.
I know.
This facility is wide open to you. You could do a podcast whenever you want. And I encourage you to do as many podcasts as often as you see fit.
But I just want to just put it out there. I want to stay in constant contact with the young at heart. And anybody out there, by the way, doesn't matter. Anybody out there that wants to be in contact, please contact me. I'd be more than happy to talk with you. That's what I love to do. And again, at the end of this show, I'll be playing a beautiful song, and it's called You're Gonna Be Okay. And you are going to be okay. And again, I know that there's a lot of things going on, and the world is in a craziness, but you don't have to be. Just please take a deep breath and just blow it out. And just enjoy your day today. It's going to be a good day today no matter what. And kick your feet up, and if you're watching TV, watch something else. I know, be informed. It's good to be informed. Let me tell you, it is good to be informed about what's going on around you. But after a while, kick your feet up and have a cup of coffee, read a good book. We have a book, it's called Fahrenheit 451. It's good reading. I've been reading it. It's absolutely good reading. If you have the opportunity, read it. It's Malden Reads, and I've been reading it, and it's quite interesting. And I suggest you might read that. It's quite interesting. And maybe down the line, there may be a podcast about that. and you might want to listen to that.
Actually, there presently is a podcast about.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
there you go.
Yes, Marlon Reeds is doing a podcast about it. They've had 2 episodes so far. I streamed both the episodes. It's Fahrenheit 451, right?
51. Did I say 57?
I'm not sure. I was multitasking, but there is a podcast out there. So if you go to the Malden Reed's website, maldenreed.org, you can find information on how to get to the podcast. They have their own podcast, so you can Google on however you listen to your podcast. You can search Malden Fahrenheit 451, and also you can go to the MATV Podcast Network, MATV Podcast, and their podcast is available there as well. So so they already have a podcast.
Oh, that's great, because I personally, I'm enjoying that book.
Right.
So that's where we are today.
And if I didn't give their podcast proper promotion because I was unprepared to, like I said, I was multitasking. I happened to hear you talk about their podcast. So again, go to maldenreach.org to find out more about their podcast. I'm certainly not a spokesperson for that podcast, so don't listen to me. Get the real accurate information by going to the website maldenreach.org.
Yep. But again, I just resurrected. Let me tell you something. And again, what comes from the heart definitely touches the heart. And I do love to touch the heart all the time. And been thinking about this a long time. And here I am. And again, Malden Access is closed to the public. But we are thinking about you. And until further notice, but we're here and we're doing things remotely, and we're coming up with ideas, and we'll be in contact. And I want to, like I said, I want to play a song for you, and it's called You're Gonna Be Okay. And I want to take the time to thank Nestor for coming on the show. And you do know who Nestor is, by the way. I know you people know.
From Bug Tussle, Tennessee. We'll leave it at
that. But anyway, I'm going to play this song, and I thank you for listening to me. And I will be seeing you soon, or you will be hearing from me again. This is definitely not the end, but you'll be hearing from me a lot. I like this idea. This is new, but this is fun. And if I'm having fun, boy, imagine all the fun you can have. So I'm going to play this song for you. Bye-bye for now. And take care, folks. Take care. Bye-bye.
I know it's all you've got to just be strong. And it's a fight just to keep it together. I know you think that you are too far gone, but hope is never lost. Hope is never lost. Hold on, don't let go. Hey, hold on, don't let go. Just stay one step closer, put one foot in front of the other. You'll get through this. Just follow the light in the darkness. You're gonna be okay. I know your heart is heavy from those nights. Just remember that you are a fighter. You never know just what tomorrow holds. And you're stronger than you know. You're stronger than you know. Hold on, don't let go. Hey, hold on, don't let go. Just stay one step closer, put one foot in front of the other. You'll get through this. Just follow the light in the darkness. One step closer, put one foot in front of the other. You'll get through this. Just follow the light in the darkness. You're gonna be okay. And when the night is closing in, don't give up and don't give in. This won't last, it's not the end, it's not the end. You're gonna be okay. When the night is closing in, don't give up and don't give in. This won't last, it's not the end, it's not the end. You're gonna be okay.